Hello and welcome back to the Goblin Cave. We are finally live for the week. We've had some issues with having no internet, but it's nice to actually finally be back. And we are back with our single class challenge with our Druids game. And somehow our Druids have not just survived level 1, but they've actually taken out the biggest baddie in the dungeon, and they're almost level 3 from that one encounter. It was a big effort. Our archer was sent not just to the front line, but by herself into the big bad dangers, and essentially thrown into the biggest traps and whatnot in the dungeon. So we'll see how far we get today. I've actually unlocked everything in the second section of the dungeon, the second level, just in case we get to there. It's usually not expected after 2 sessions, but we may actually get there even halfway through this one, depending on how well we do. We also have wild shapes in play, so there's going to be a lot of hit points, a lot of death. I'm looking at more damage and more health than the Barbarians group from the previous games. So we'll do our quick rounding out. We'll start with David. And who are you? Who's your character? What do you do? Or anything you'd like.
Well, my name's David, and Bo's just hit level 2. He's going to be a Circle of the Shepherd druid. He'll be dropping in some spirit buffs on the allies here, and also being able to talk to beasts might come in handy. We'll see.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. SMA?
I'm playing Fauna. She's going to be a moon druid, and she could now be up front with some of her wild shapes now instead of constantly staying in the back.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will be helpful.
Yeah, that's always going to be helpful. Jim?
I'm playing Kryn, the blue token, I guess. He's totally not a barbarian because he's going to level 2 and becoming a moon druid. Pretty silly guy, I guess.
Okay. And Naini?
Nyani.
Yes, I'm close.
Yeah. So I'm playing Varesia. She's a mountain dwarf. She's going to be transitioning to the land circle, and she despises dirt and everything dirty. And we'll see if she actually wants to use her wild shapes.
Yep. So, hands up. Which character is made of earth?
Yeah.
That's Bo's. Yeah, he's an Earth Genasi.
He's gonna have to come to terms with that soon.
There's some tension there.
There's been tension. There has been tension. So, just as a shout out to Syrinscape for the audio and the sound, we're using Syrinscape Fantasy Sound Player for all the RPG, both online and offline needs. It's an amazing system. It's not just a single loop, but there's lots of different layers, and I'm very impressed. And I'm always going to help promote local companies because they're Sydney based as well. They won a huge amount of awards because of their system. And we've also just got a little shout out to, sorry, not a shout out, but just an information that you can donate to the channel. So a $5 donation with the colour of each player. So each token is a colour. There's a number above each person which has got colour. That can, with a $5 donation with the colour hashtag, that person will get a chat dice, which I think we've set to D10s at the moment. That person can use that for attacks, for saving throws, and for skill checks. So once it's used, but they can use it when they need it. And it's pretty much it's a tick box which they have to tick before they do the check. So if they get the check and then roll a 1, well, it's wasted. But if they were going to miss out and it's a really needed thing, it's maybe important for them to use. Just a reminder for other players though, you do have, like some of you do still have your inspiration. Don't forget that there are times where you may need it. Like saves against strange noises and orbs and things like that. Just as a hint. there's another thing. If you donate $10, so double the amount, and hashtag GM or purple, you can actually do my one up here, and I get the same thing to back at the party. So I generally will probably be doing it afterwards because I don't have it inbuilt into my character sheets because I'm using all the monster character sheets instead. And I didn't feel like going through and making all the monsters having an extra chat dice thing. It's just too much work than making a small little macro. As a little bit of reward for the characters doing everything, I've got them set up with some macros now, so if it works, great. If it doesn't, well, they can still use the character sheets. It's just for their attacks and their spells. And something I've done for a while ago, and there's been some chat in our Discord about macros, and I thought, hey, well, I used to do this. This is what I used to do. And so, yeah, did it last night because I thought, well, why not? And I think that's about everything. We're back on our second day of our challenge, and we are in the Dragon Priest's tomb with a soft green eerie light illuminating the look of the tomb, and a large sarcophagus shaped like a dragon dominating the center of the room. So what are people planning on doing now that you've defeated the biggest baddie in the dungeon and quite hurt?
We are hurt. I think we should rest up just a little bit.
Short rest. Right? Did we decide on that?
Yeah, short rest sounds good.
I will say...
hold on one. How did that...
So one short rest. So we've also got our rest counter as well now. So we're up to 2 short rests now, no deaths somehow, and no long rests. So you can roll your hit dice for your for healing. And if you want to use healing spells, go for it. I don't mind if you use up all your spells right now. It's
while we're taking the short rest, is it okay if I cast a spirit totem or use my spirit totem ability?
You can. Don't know what it does, but you can.
Go ahead. I'll pull it up for you. Where is it? There it is.
Well, that's a lot of reading.
Oh, I didn't.
Just read the bear spirit part.
The bear spirit section. The bear spirit grants you and your allies and its might and endurance. Creature of your choice in the aura when the spirit appears gains temporary hit points equal to 5 plus druid level.
Okay.
So everyone gets 7 temporary hit points in addition to their hit die.
So if we're under full health, do we just add 7?
Yeah, there's a section called temporary hit points on the sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, that was unexpected. So you get 6 temporary hit points on top of your normal hit points.
Should be 7.
7?
It's
7.
5 plus the level,
yes.
So.
That's right, you're level 2. I'm not used to people being level 2 right now. It's weird. So don't add it to your normal hit points, but yes, Esme.
It shows me on 8 hit points, and I shouldn't be that low because I did use the hit. I did do hit dice.
Yes.
I think you have to add it manually yourself.
Yeah.
I thought I did.
Yeah, you did. I took them away because when you go up level, you don't get that healing of your maximum healing. Your maximum health goes up.
Yeah,
so your maximum
I know
health went
that.
to 15, but you're still on 8 hit points.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what that was.
She used a hit dice during the rest. Is what she's saying.
But yes, then you used your hit dice and then you put it up. Yep. So from 8, that should then go up to 13. Yep. So you're now on 13 with your hit dice on the rest. Yep.
Alrighty.
So when you level up without doing your long rest, your maximum hit points goes up, but you're still on that same amount. That was all that was.
Okay.
And make sure, and just everyone go onto your character sheets and click on the temporary hit points, which should be just below your hit points. And yeah, you've got 7 temporary hit points. Just going through that. I didn't expect that. I would have actually had something set up for that. I'll put it there for you, Esme. There you go. There we go. Everyone's good. And so for people as well, people watching, we do have wild shapes. You can see on the side of the screen we've got a few wild shapes there. Everyone, instead of having unlimited wild shapes, like you have 2 wild shapes you can do, but I've limited the players to 3 optional wild shapes of what they can do. Just because I like to have tokens which you can drag and drop onto the screen and pre-make it all, just to smooth things out. So there's a few which you can see on the screen there. Yeah, when I open that up. Let's get away from that. So we've done a short rest. Most people are mostly healthy. Yeah, actually you got back most of it. And you're faced with a pit in front of you, which lots of sharp spikes, or a really, really tight tunnel with dust and dirt.
I think we're going to have to take the pit because one of us is scared of that dust and dirt.
You have
No.
to go to the tunnel.
Yeah.
No.
Crane's ready to walk back a little bit and then jump over the pit after a bit of running.
With the running, you got jump.
Yep.
Rescue was going to do the same thing.
Yep. So I will say it's actually quite a lot of damage though.
Did they know of us dropped into it?
No, it is quite a bit of damage though. I think Buzz is the only person that's not coming yet.
Red boy, you coming?
Yes, I'm on the way.
There we go. We got movement.
All right, so we're heading back to the room, that castle tower room, I think it was.
Yes,
Big
the
round
very
one.
first room. the turret room.
Yeah. I don't know, the round one with a lot of doors.
Yep. Eerie, ominous music.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't go first.
And that's why I like
So-
Syrinscape.
Is this trap still triggered? Like, are all the arrows still there on the ground?
Yeah.
So as you enter the room, which is listed as room 8, again, there is just arrows, or broken arrows mostly. Broken shafts and broken arrowheads, just littering both sides of the corridor, and there's mostly a clear path through the middle. And it's just, yeah. And I think, is the weight still there? No, the weights have been moved. So there's no click, 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 click still.
Until Crane walks over it.
That's still terrifying. Every time we hit that, I think Bose is gonna flinch a little bit.
I watched Crane go first, and then after he's gone, I follow too.
Yeah. It sends the delayed blast fireball, which is like a day late.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that was always a fun spell. It was always this amazingly fun spell, delayed blast fireball.
It's a classic.
And so it's a real vengeful one if you have it as a trigger if you die. Because after 5 rounds, I think it was, it goes off.
Yeah, and it gets stronger the longer it builds up.
Yeah, so you have it triggered when you die. And then essentially they go search your body, then it blows up. So moving back to the turret room.
There's that dead rat there.
Yep.
It waited to ambush Crane.
Yep. And he died instead from one rock.
Yep. So again, in the turret room, there are the goblin bodies, the 4 goblin bodies. There was one speared onto the wall with behind it saying a Shardland.
Charlotte, that's right. I remember that. We have to figure out what that means.
No, Crane cannot figure out what that means.
And the room here, the corridor is open. And there's a door to the north, door to the south. And there's a door at the end as well.
3 doors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I hear any noise coming out of any of the doors?
Do a perception check on which door would you like to hear. Listen to them.
Listen to this one up to the north here.
Okay, perception check, please.
No, sorry, I forgot to take off the. Oh my!
Yep, we'll take the first one. A 5's not a good perception check. You hear nothing. You think that the room is empty.
All right. I'll go ahead and open the door then.
All right.
All right.
Karen cast magic stone while he does that.
Moving that back. Got strong layer. There we go, dynamic. You open the door. And let's have a look at it. This ruined chamber stands empty of all but litter and rocky debris. It actually
That was
empty.
anticlimactic.
Yes.
Oh,
I could have done the
Well,
opposite. You
Karen-
thought you hit an offer, hold an offer, but I thought that's mean.
Well, Corinne's gonna impatiently kick open the other door.
Okay. So the
Oh
southern
yeah,
door.
we're kicking open doors now.
Do a strength check, please.
Uh,
this is gonna be embarrassing.
oh, it's a strength save. Sorry, I don't know why I did that.
So,
But
well,
they're the
what's
same
your
things.
yeah, athletics? We'll take the 3 because it's the first thing anyway. Well, or do you want to do an athletics?
They're the same thing. It's fine.
Yeah. So you kick the door. Do you want to explain how badly you kicked that door with your amazing strength check here?
Corinne is super tired of seeing nothing in the room, so he decides to turn around and just do a swipe kick at the door, trying to lift his leg above his head to kick the door open. But he worked a little too hard and accidentally hit his head instead. And now he's just lying on the floor.
Just watching him. So I'm gonna go up next to him and try to open the door now. Just like with my hand, like a normal person.
Damn fucking door.
The door is locked.
No, okay, never mind. Alright. I'm gonna take my warhammer and smash the lock if I can.
So we have. She tried to do it the normal, but not having it.
Yep. Can I do just an attack roll, please? It's more. It's not about you hitting. It's more about the damage that you output.
Okay.
Okay. So as your warhammer, only one hand. I don't know why you're not using 2. As your warhammer hits the solid door, a loud clatter erupts from the dungeon, and there's a rattling, but nothing happens.
Oh.
Yo, rat kid, you open doors, do you?
I have some experience.
Oh, I gotta come and try this one then.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my thieves' tools.
Yep, that's a good idea.
Can I cast guidance on myself before I do that?
You can.
Okay.
You're not gonna touch me.
No. I mean, is it a touch spell? Wait.
Yeah, it's a touch spell.
Oh, never mind. You're never getting guidance.
I'm going to try to help him.
Or healing.
So I'm gonna have Jim's help as well.
Yep. You needed it.
22.
You open the door with a 22. 2 above what you needed.
Easy. What's in here?
Let's give a description then. This 10-foot square chamber is hewn from stone. It contains an upright keg fashioned of rusted iron. Rusted pipes lead from the keg into the floor.
Is it hot?
Are you touching it to check it.
Kind of like, is it plumbing? Is there medieval plumbing?
There looks like there's pipes going into the floor. Yes.
Superstitious Corinne is gonna hold up his magic stone and be ready to hit anything that comes out of the keg.
Okay.
Oh, it's that kind of keg. Can I take the top off? Does it have a top?
It's rusted, so it may need a little bit of strength to open. It does have a top, though. Yes.
Well, see, I have a crowbar that Fauna was so nice to bring back to me. So I would like to use guidance once again and try to pry off this keg lid.
Yep. So you'd have advantage if you're using the crowbar. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Before you rolled, I thought and you needed it. And the guidance didn't click in because it's
it's not a skill check. That's right.
Right.
You could have said athletics, but yeah, it's okay. So as you open the, so I just got to do something. As you open, the keg explodes with steam and mist and gas, as two demonic beings fly forth. Before you do all your turn orders and whatnot, we'll have a little bit of a picture so you can see what we've got. So there's So the first one looks like it's made out of steam itself.
Wow.
It's got wings made of mist. It's got a very snarling face. And the second one is very similar in look. That's why did I just move that down like that? Very similar in look, but a lot more solid in its form. There's that handout to everybody. Showed everybody. Which the second one looks like it's made of ice. And they look at you and they look at each other, and they're going to act pretty quickly. So, initiative.
Well, that was a good start.
Yep.
Totally.
Oh yeah, very, very, very smart there.
Oh, Cran was ready to throw his stone. Can he do that?
You can. And which one?
The ice one, I guess, because you can probably see that one a little better.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. So not the best initiatives. But, I'll just get the initiatives sorted before getting the damage sorted. So on the ice, it does hit. And let's just see. Okay, you think you did significant damage to it.
Nice.
We don't have a brush on the Eternal Order.
My laptop froze for a sec, but it's back.
That's okay.
All right.
You came out in order at 5.
Oh,
So at
well.
4. So Boz, you're in the room, and on one side of you is this searing heat, and on the other side of you is freezing cold, and you're stuck in both, right beside.
I am far too startled to get to a weapon, and I'm just going to punch the ice method.
Okay.
I don't have it on Unarmed Strike because I didn't expect to use it, so I'm just going to make a strength roll for the attack. Oh, and I'm proficient. It'd be a d20 plus 5 for my attack roll.
Yep. And it does hit.
So 1 plus strength damage, so 4 damage. 4 bludgeoning damage. Oh, so close.
Oh,
No,
it's dead.
that's
Oh,
minus.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
it's over by 1. Gotcha.
over by 1.
Oh,
It shatters.
You think your fist did more damage than it should have, because it's vulnerability to bludgeoning
Oh,
of both the magic stone and the fist.
right.
Yeah, thank you guys. On that though, can I please have a DC 10 dexterity saving throw?
Oh no.
Oh, he's gonna shatter. I'm gonna cut myself.
It's like
As it
ice.
explodes.
And you roll 5.
That's not helpful.
No, it's not
No.
helpful.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not helpful. And take 6 points of ice damage as it explodes and hits you.
Ow.
Oh, you take away your temporary hit points first.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Forgot about that.
Temporary hit points first.
So there go most of those.
Fana, it is your go. At the back. You can see the steam in the room and a waft of ice shards just shot out the door. And there was a wave of cold that came out as well.
Does Crane have any more of those
Yeah.
rocks?
I make 3
So
rocks
could
at a
I-
time, so.
So could I grab one and throw it at the one that's left?
Yes, you may. Oops.
Okay. So you throw the rock in, it bounces off the wall, bounces off another wall, bounces off another wall, then you hear a plop as it lands in the keg. Perfect aim.
It's not the same as a bow, right?
That's why you gotta be a dart thrower like me.
Would you have any other actions or movements?
No, I'll just go back, just stand there and done.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if like a lion could necessarily fit in there. So
Realistically, an ice method and a steam method shouldn't be fitting in a keg either.
Must have got real squeezed in there. That's why they're so mad at us. Why are they mad at us? We freed them from their prison.
Yeah.
But they're
And
also
we're
mad
supposed to,
at
like, have 3 wishes.
Yeah. They're also mad at each other because an ice method and a steam method are total opposites.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Wait, were they using them to make water?
I'm not saying.
Oh, what if they were doing some kind of chemical separation thing where the hot comes on one and the cold comes on in the other end?
These are some advanced elves with their craftiness.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the steam method inhales, or you see the steam around, like the mist around the steam method, breathe in and it gets bigger, and then suddenly it exhales outwards. And in doing so, it shoots steam and hot mist at, well, I'll draw a line because it's easier just to freehand that.
Wow.
So, Fana, you moved back, but not to the side. Crane,
Yeah.
you'll have an advantage on this roll because you will get hit by the backwash, but you do have an advantage because it's you're pretty much around the corner.
Awesome.
Just give me a second, I'll just move those so I can do the roll.
Is it a dex save?
It is a DC 10 dex save. As very hot, almost fire comes from the steam method. Very hot steam. And let's do our dice to see how much we got. So I think everyone passed, so everyone only takes 2 points of damage,
Okay.
which is really disappointing. I hate it when someone.
I'm not disappointed.
That goes off the temporary hit point.
It goes off your temporaries, yeah.
Does this count as everybody getting a hot shower?
Yep.
Wondering.
Yep.
It's like a sauna.
Are we taking off again?
2 points.
Okay.
Oh, we got 7, so now you're at 5.
Yep.
10.
Okay. And so that's the same efforts go. Crane.
Crane's gonna drop his last stone, then cast Shillelagh and charge into the room.
Okay. The room
Your
is...
little steam can't hurt anyone! And then he slams his staff at him, at the
Okay.
whatever.
Can I get a dexterity save, please?
Oh, for going in?
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm just
Probably
taking
should
the
not
first
have
one.
answered.
Oh,
I should not have
yeah.
advantage on that.
Yep, I'm taking the first one. As you step where you're stepping, you slip on the ice.
Okay. Am I prone?
You are prone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Can I still stand up? Since
You can use the rest of your
rest
action to stand, or the rest of your movement to stand up, but you're out of movement.
I'm out of range.
No, you're out of movement now.
Oh, I'm out of movement. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna stand up and then still hit him with the staff.
Yeah. Yeah. It exploded nice. You walked right onto it. And 10 is a hit.
Nice.
But you don't think that this is as effective as the bludgeoning on the last one. It's not got immunities though.
It's teaching us how to fight monsters that don't have the same resistances.
Yeah.
You just chose
what it is.
bludgeoning on something that's vulnerable to it. It's like, damn.
That's true. That's true.
Damn
you, demon!
Any other
That's all
actions? Everything? Okay. Bressa.
Man, I was hoping they would take it out before my turn, but my time. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and run around the corner, but like kind of stay like here. Wait, right there. Well, no, I'm gonna run across actually, so I can think. Can I get a straight line? Can I hit it from here, like with a distance attack?
Well, you can, but it's going to have a lot of cover because, well, you can see how much.
Okay, then right in the doorway, and
What a perfect line for another cone.
You better not hit me.
I'm like all crowded in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. It's a really crowded space.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna cast the make fire. What is it? Produce flame.
If you light me on fire,
I think fire is a wonderful way to kill bacteria. I would be helping you.
It is a wonderful way of killing bacteria. It is a hopeless way of killing steam. And does absolutely nothing.
Oh man.
All right.
now get out of the way. He's gonna breathe on you.
The ice, though, would have been amazing. What was that?
How do you kill steam?
I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to move back where I was. Okay.
Can I just use like a big fan and blow it away?
We need like an ice attack or something.
Buzz.
Or cold, whatever.
If you're gonna cast Ice Knife, I need.
Yeah, he has that.
Do I have Ice Knife? No, I don't have Ice Knife.
No, you have frostbite.
Oh, I do have Frostbite.
Yes, you do.
That's a good point. But it's a range. That's not range.
Would
It's a
that be
Constitution
good?
save.
It's a con save. So
It's worth a try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Frostbite.
Cause a frost numbing to form on one creature that you can see in range. $2.
2 cold
Constitution.
damage on a DC 11 con save.
Failed saves take. On a failed save, take 1d6 cold damage, and has disadvantage.
On the next weapon attack.
Okay.
I don't think it has weapons, but
If they are considered natural weapons, then yes.
It does have claws. It just, I think starting with the breath weapon is better than claws. And it fails.
Oh, 2. Nice.
So it takes 2 points of damage of cold. It has disadvantage on its next attack. Okay. Anything else?
No, that'll be it. I'm gonna sit right here, look at him.
And Fauna, from the back?
Can I drop? Can I? Right.
The stone is on the ground, or we can use your bow
Yeah.
or something else.
I'll just grab that other last stone, throw it at it.
Alright.
With the stone roll. That's a hit. 5 bludgeoning damage.
It's gonna beat this demon to submission.
Yeah. It certainly doesn't do as much against this than it did against the ice. But it's a good hit.
Okay.
Anything else?
And I'm moving.
Get out of the way.
Just a little bit more, just in case. Okay.
My
I'm
artillery disappeared.
Okay, so this is an important roll. Things with breath weapons have a recharge.
Oh.
Well, does it recharge on a 4?
No, it doesn't, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it has to resort to its claws, which it has a disadvantage on. So good with that.
It's too cold.
Yes, it is too cold. So he's going to try to attack Boz. There we go. So 6 is going to miss, but the heat definitely gets close to you and it warms up as it swipes out. And that's it. That's all it has, unless it has the breath weapon. Crane.
Crane. Oh, how hurt does the sustain method look?
I'll bring it to the front so you can see. It looks pretty bad.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karen is actually gonna disengage and just get out. You got the demon taken care of. I don't want no business with it. Then he's gonna cast magic. Yeah, he's gonna cast magic stone and then get out of the way.
Yeah. Can you do a bonus action with a disengage?
Disengage is
an action. Yep.
Action, yep. And then magic stone is the bonus action.
Yep, that's no problem. Yeah, I can do that. Bressa.
All right.
Everyone's fleeing the room.
Time to pick up the dirty rock.
Yeah.
Let's just close the door. Leave me in peace.
Dog's is literally in the way of the door. Like I can't go past him. That would be getting too close. So I don't know. I guess I'm gonna use my hand axe and just throw it.
The first fireballs, now you're throwing an axe past me.
But can I just, if I'm doing a ranged attack, do I use something else? Can I just...
No, it's actually used the same stats.
Okay.
I've had a debate and apparently I was totally wrong. 24 hits and 9 damage kills as the steam method explodes.
Oh gosh! Thanks, guys.
Of course it does.
Dex save from Buzz.
Think about it like a bath.
He doesn't need a bath.
Free sauna.
Is it a dex save again?
Dex save DC 10. Yep.
Do I have to do it too, or am I?
No. Okay.
I learned this time.
You learn to shield yourself from the heat wave that comes off. as little flakes of dirt fly out of the room onto Bressa.
Oh no!
No, it's okay. If he did take damage, though, his skin would come off with dirt and fly at you. That's what I was going to do.
Disturbing.
I managed to avoid it. For you, Brusha.
Whatever you say. I'm not buying it though.
And you defeat the second method. Stuck in the keg.
Is there anything else in the keg?
There is a liquid in the keg. There's also what looks to be something in the bottom of the keg.
Is the liquid hot? Can I hold my hands over it and tell?
The liquid is not hot or cold. It's almost room temperature. When you have something hot and cold stuck in something, it doesn't go hot or cold.
That makes sense.
Maybe we should have gotten detect poison or whatever.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous now.
Who wants to drink it?
Are you drinking it, or are you looking inside it, or?
Yeah, you said there's something at the bottom. I'm going to try to fish it out with my crowbar.
Okay, so you're trying to fish something out. It looks more like round, or as you're starting to fish things out, there's more than one thing in there. It looks like there's there's a few things in there, and you can't really fish it out with a crowbar. You need to put your hand in and.
Is it small and light enough for us to just take it and flip it over?
No, it's fixed to the keg is fixed to the ground with piping.
Oh, okay.
Fixed to the actual. Yeah.
I don't want to put my hand in it.
Maybe we could drain the liquid, like poke a hole in the side.
It's a metal keg.
It's a rusted metal keg.
I have a warhammer.
You've already probably woken up half the dungeon by hitting the door. Let's be a little more careful.
Everybody's awake because of that like orb screaming thing.
Oh, that's true.
Thanks for that.
Can Cran put his lantern like in a way so that the light can get into the keg so he can see it?
I have a torch on. I have my green torch.
Yeah,
that's true. Oh yeah, the green torch that does not go away.
So as you put the try to shine light down, it's hard to see the bottom of the keg because it's not a clear liquid. But you see that there's a few things about this size in the bottom, or actually smaller, and there's one big something in the bottom.
Does the liquid look dirty?
It looks misty almost.
How big is the opening of the keg?
It's big enough
for someone to put their hand in there.
Oh yeah, it's big enough for a halfling.
Oh wow, that's
oddly specific.
Now I don't want to find out what's in the keg.
I forget it. I'm just gonna reach in and grab whatever's in there.
Okay. As you reach in, can I get a... Now, do I want to ask for a save or just a... No. As you reach in, you pull out what looks to be... You feel there's several things in the bottom, for starters, but you pull out one thing and it's a tiny little sapphire worth about 10 gold.
More treasure.
But you know there's more things in there.
You like to grab off them?
I don't know if I want to just like steal from someone. Folks, they're gonna come after us.
They are already after us. We killed the freaking little demon things.
We killed their guardians. I guess that's fair. I'm gonna keep fishing out whatever is in there.
Okay. The next thing you fish out is a rock, which is perfect for throwing.
Ooh, that might come in handy.
Yeah. And in total, there were 5 tiny sapphires worth 10 gold each.
I'll add that to my backpack with the rest of the junk.
Yep. Are you going to wipe those off first? pretty gross.
Look at me. I'm stuff.
I wouldn't drink the water now.
There are 5 tiny sapphires. We're collecting quite the treasure hoard.
Yeah.
You are. I think you're the only person that's actually looked inside the keg for treasure.
Really? Yes. You always look for treasure.
But you're not the first to set off the methods, that's for sure.
Did I give you the Cure Wounds scroll, Nayane?
No, I don't think so.
I should have given that to you because you're the one who has the higher wisdom of the two of us.
Okay. You want me to
it's a second level Cure Wounds scroll.
We can worry about it. We can worry about that when we need it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when Bose comes out, Crane's gonna kick open the other door.
Stop kicking things.
He's very impatient.
Okay, so
It's hopefully not me. It's hopefully Crane.
you kick open the door, which was unlocked.
Oh, there's things.
Okay, well, it probably wasn't a good idea.
And you hear whimpering coming from deeper into the room. I'll give you a description of the room because there's a lot of things in here. So crudely executed symbols and glyphs scribed in bright green dye decorate this large chamber, and irregularly shaped. Decorate this irregularly shaped crumbling chamber. A large pit in the center shows evidence of recent fire, which is here, as you can just see. A metallic cage in the middle of the southern wall contains a gaping hole that stands empty. A small wooden bench with green cloth is next to the cage. Several small objects rest upon it. And a bedroll lies near a wooden bench and there's sound of whimpering coming from it.
Whimpering?
Yeah, there's your bedroll. There's your green bench. Your cage with the hole. And a fire pit.
And I thought my room was a mess.
Before I even enter that room, I'm gonna go back into the room with the keg, and I'm gonna go grab my war axe that I was waiting for Boz to leave.
Oh.
Boz forgot about it. Who cares about war axe when there's a gem right in the thing?
So war axe is not
Can
as
I tell?
important as
Is it like a child that's whimpering?
You can't really tell, but it's certainly whimpering coming from the bedroll. And something
Who's
small.
there? Get your way out!
The whimpering gets louder, and there's something certainly in there.
All right. So is it a bad thing that we're gonna have to fight, or is it a good thing we can rescue?
What does it sound like?
Like small and afraid.
Oh, okay. Well, Crane is gonna go and check it out.
But how are you checking it out? I can give you now you're in the room. I can give you a description better of the table. There are several small objects on the table. They look like small jade dragons on the table, and there looks to be green paint on the table as well.
Can I investigate these and see if it's real jade or if it's just painted?
How are you investigating between the two? Do you have a skill that could be investigative?
I have the investigation skill.
Okay, well that's investigative. Stone cutting will do the same.
Yeah, I have
Can I cast guidance?
Alright.
Meanwhile,
I want to investigate this thing. 13.
That looks jade.
Okay, that's acceptable. So I was just curious. Green paint plus jade.
Mm-hmm. Where did you say the whimpering was coming from?
The bedroll over here. Yep.
Crane's gonna put his staff into the bedroll and try to flip that open.
Okay. I'm kidding. It's so easy to do. It's just so easy to do. As you flip open the bedroll, there is some resistance, as if someone trying not to let you do it, but the resistance is feeble, and there's a small kobold that was holding onto the bedroll.
That's a cute name for a
that is a very cute
and he
name.
sees you and tries to grab the bedroll back, but knows that he's going to lose that fight, and just says, please don't hurt me, but unless you understand dragon, you don't understand it.
I do understand Draconic.
I think Crane does speak Draconic.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He has some history with kobolds.
So,
I'm lucky I like kobolds.
he looks very afraid, and he's saying, please don't hurt me. It's gone. It's gone. You don't need to come back. Don't hurt me.
What? What's gone?
Our dragon, you already stole it. Wait, you're not them. And he looks past you to the others and went, you're adventurers. You can get dragon back.
What dragon?
Our dragon.
You had a dragon here?
Yes. Our dragon. You can get our dragon back for us.
Sorry.
Crane's just gonna stare at the other guys.
But do we know you? You can't just ask people to do these.
I don't think we can understand him.
Oh, right.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry.
Only draconic.
We're just watching them grunt and roar.
Yeah.
Crane's gonna look back at everyone's confusing face. After 20 seconds, he realizes, wait, they don't understand Draconic.
So,
Oh,
I take you to the leader. You get dragon back. He'll reward you.
wait, a reward? What kind of reward?
Well, I don't know. The leader will give you a reward, but you get dragon back, and everything will be good, and Meepo will be good. I'm Meepo.
Crane's gonna look back at the rest of the crew. This little cobalt boy needs us to find his dragon. He said his leader will give us rewards.
And he takes you by the hand already, and he's trying to gingerly pull you away.
Can I make an insight check on this Meepo character?
You can make an insight, yeah. You would
Not
have
that
disadvantage because you don't actually know the language, so you're only going off body language, really.
Oh, I didn't cast guidance, so not the +2, just 6.
So 6. You can't really. He's urging something, but if you know he's like legitimate or if he's you can't really tell.
Okay.
But a hint might be that there is a cage with an opening from it that's been broken.
Oh, we should try the dragon.
I would like to go and investigate the cage.
Yeah. Okay. The cage looks like it was of almost solid. Well, I wouldn't say solid construction, but should have held whatever was inside. But it also looks like the bars have been bent out from the inside out.
All right. Looking at it, like with considering my strength, could I have done that, or would it have to be something a lot stronger than me?
It may have been someone stronger than, or probably would have been someone stronger than you, or at the very limits of your strength, or multiple people.
And then looking at Meepo, could it have done that?
Please, it's Meepo.
Are you asking if Meepo could do it, or could?
Yeah, would it be possible? Like just kind of looking him up.
He's about 2.5 foot tall.
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, he's about 2.5 foot tall. He looks very, very. He's not a good example of a stout, proud kobold. He's probably the best example.
But could he throw rocks?
That's a good point. Crane's gonna look at Meepo's eyes and see if he seemed like he's hiding something.
So, yeah, an insight. You don't think he's hiding anything. You think he's telling the truth that someone stole the dragon and he wants the dragon back, and he genuinely thinks that you can get him back for him, and that his chief will reward you for that.
Well, say what you want, but I want to see what this cobalt kid wants.
Does he speak anything other than Draconic?
I can ask him.
Would you please? It bothers my ears.
Can you, you're talking any other language?
Why would we speak another language? Draconic is the language of our forebears. It's our ancestry. and he points to the walls, and the symbols on the walls. You then click, oh yeah, that's Draconic, and it's like, yeah. The walls has actually got graffiti on it, and mostly it just says the same thing of "Here be dragons." And when you look at it, it's like it's not at your height; it's down, so it's at the kobold's height, not at humanoid's height.
Okay. I give him a blank stare.
You think I like translating for those guys over there?
Doesn't understand.
He only speaks Draconic.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I say we follow him until, I guess maybe he knows the way out of here or what we're supposed to be doing. We don't really know.
Hey.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I say we follow him for a while, maybe not forever.
Yeah. Curry's gonna cast Lele, but still get ready to follow him.
Okay, how long does that last?
A minute.
Okay, just checking. So he takes you by the hand, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to group you up and do it a bit quicker to move you through, because this will at least do the dungeon for you and grade it out for you. So stop moving.
Cran looks visibly uncomfortable with someone moving.
Yeah. Yep.
Rusty is very uncomfortable being right next to Bob.
You don't need to be. You're not necessarily right next to each other. I'm just grouping you up so I can move you quickly and simply through. So he takes you up here.
There's a guy there.
And he's also, as he gets to each corner, he calls out something. And he says tickle truth, and you don't really understand what it is, even in Draconic. It's not really a word that's familiar or makes sense. So as you get up to here, you notice that the kobolds up here that you can see are a lot more better examples of a militant and attentive and alert goblin. They are the one up top to the north. He's absolutely alert. As you're walking up the corridor, he was paying attention to you. He's also paying attention to the door above him, and he seems to be ready with weapon in hand to in case there's something, the emergency. Again, further down the corridor, you can see a few more which look very similar, where they're certainly more alert than they are elite of the kobolds. And we're going to move down the corridor a little bit just to make it quicker, and also give you a description of the corridor too, because it's an interesting corridor. Where are we? 19. So we don't even have a... Okay. No, there you go. A double row of relief carved marble columns march along the length of the corridor. The large hall the large hall. The worn carvings depict entwined dragons on each of the marble pillars. Tickle Tooth. I think it is.
Tickle Truth?
Tooth.
Tooth.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
But he says that, so we don't really have any idea.
No, and it doesn't even make sense in Draconic. Like it's not a Draconic word or something. Yeah, it's something weird.
Okay.
So, as you move down the corridor, the other kobolds move with you. Hopefully, I didn't go too far.
Wow.
Yep. So the other kobolds move with you, and they just watch from behind.
We probably don't want to get a fight over here.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we didn't fight them. I know we didn't talk about that, but I'm glad we didn't.
So as you go down and further in, the light plays off the columns and the dragon reliefs of the columns, and it's probably the most ornate of this section of the dungeon that you've seen. Where you've gone originally with the dragon priests and whatnot, there was a lot of work on some of the corridors, some of the artistry, especially with the statues of the elves and things like that. This looks like similar, definitely the same era, but certainly more used and less locked away in darkness for centuries. So the carvings are still there, but they look like they've been worn a bit more. More habited, this space. And at the end of the corridor, there is a dragon sitting on a throne, or what appears to be a throne. Let's get that next one. I'm going to hand out for you for this one. There we go. So this kobold looks a lot more confident. He's actually clothed in robes, a long white robe, which is a little bit in tatters, but he sits underneath what looks to be an altar or a statue that's fallen, and I'll give a description of that as well. So, a short throne stands near the west wall, constructed of fallen bits of masonry stacked against an old altar. On top of the altar is a variety of small items. The portion of the altar that serves as the throne's back features a carving of a rearing dragon, a metallic key held firmly in the dragon's open jaws. And that's where we're going to have a break.
Oh, okay.
Don't need that key.
Wait, the dragon key. We had a dragon
Yeah,
door.
I know, we don't need it now.
We don't need it!
Boast with his master lockpick skills.
You don't need it. No, you don't. But we're going to have like just about a 5-minute break because this can get a bit energetic.